great, but he tried.
Yeah.
Compared to him, I mean, his English generally wasn't great. So
Right.
he sort of gave up before he started. And I don't believe Sir Goodman, the women's England manager, I don't recall seeing her singing the national anthem. So
Yeah.
some foreign overseas managers, if they're managing in England, would say, "Well, I don't feel it's for me to sing another country's anthem." Whereas
Right.
others will say, "Well, I'm their manager, so I'm going to show that I support it."
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think somewhere deep down, I think that I was disappointed he chose not to sing it, and
Right.
when asked, he said no, he doesn't, and he never has done. So fair enough, he's upfront about it. I think his reasoning was that once he comes out on the pitch, he's in the zone of the match and the competitive part of it all, and he just wants to get on with the game, both as a player and subsequently as a manager.
Yeah.
So I don't really buy that because to me, certainly before a cup final,
Hmm.
part of that in the zone and getting fired up is the national anthem. You do want to sing it to say this is us, and
Yeah.
I think probably the Welsh are one of the best examples of that because they're good singers and they put their whole hearts into it. Certainly before their rugby important matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, that there's there. I don't. I mean, Harry Redknapp happened to comment the other day that he feels 99% of the time a manager, wherever they're from, should sing a country's national anthem. So there are strong views, probably both sides.
Right.
But be that as it may, yeah, I think the team have done okay. I somehow don't sense that Carsley is going to be the man ongoing.
Right.
I personally, I prefer to see an English manager, like I think the Scots want to see a Scottish manager. It was
Right.
telling, that Alex Ferguson, the brilliant Man United manager, Scottish chap, when he was asked if he would manage England,
Yeah.
I don't think they invited him to do it, but they sounded him out. And he said, no, he said, I wouldn't do it. He said, because I could never imagine myself sort of supporting the England football team,
But
which I
yeah.
thought was great because
Yeah.
that's honesty. And, equally, an English manager might say, I could never see myself supporting being the manager of the Welsh team or the Scottish team. So
Yeah.
I thought it was good to have that honesty about it. But yeah, if someone's going to be your manager, and although Lee Carsley played 40 times for Wales, you still like to think he's committed, which I'm sure he is, to being the English manager. I just don't think I sense that there's an ongoing guy who's going to win us a trophy at long last. I don't.
Right.
I would rather see someone like Eddie Howe.
Okay.
And I gather Newcastle's owners have said that they've given permission to the FA to talk to him if it
Right.
comes to that. So I would rather see a full blown Englishman, if you like, become our manager.
Right. Right. So you don't. I'm sensing that you're not a fan. You're not a big fan of Lee Carsley. I might be wrong.
I love the way your diplomacy comes to the fore. I'm sensing you always said the same about Gareth Southgate of me, didn't you? No, I mean, as I say, honestly, I've got nothing against these
Right.
people. Who am I, for goodness sake, to say whether they're going to be any good or not? Both
Yeah.
Carsley and Southgate were managers of the under 21s England teams.
Right.
So they kind of graduated quite naturally from there. But yeah, and I don't think Southgate overall did bad. He got us to a couple of finals. We didn't actually win the trophies, but
No.
he didn't do too badly. But I think most people would agree that we wanted to see more attacking football. And then that comes on to Harry Kane that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I thought he scored two very good goals last night. Typical
Right.
Kane being in the right place, and he took them very confidently.
Yeah.
Um, I thought, like most England players, he had a very disappointing Euros. He wasn't
Right.
the Harry Kane we know. But yeah, these last two games, I think he's been good. I think he's an excellent captain of England. And I thought he looked great with his two little daughters
Oh
before the
yeah, I
kickoff.
saw that as well. Yeah, that
And his little boy played up, I think, in the tunnel and wouldn't come out with them at all.
was
But I thought that was very sweet to
it
see
was
these little
very sweet,
daughters there.
wasn't it? Yeah, it
Yeah, it's
was
very
very
good.
sweet.
these last two games, I think he's been good. I think he's an excellent captain of England, and I thought he looked great with his two little daughters
Oh
before the
yeah, I
kickoff.
saw that as well. Yeah, that
And his little boy played up, I think, in the tunnel and wouldn't come out with them at all. But I thought that was very sweet to
it
see
was
these little
very sweet,
daughters
wasn't
then.
it? Yeah, it
It's
was
very
very
good.
sweet.
And then he
Yeah,
scored two great goals in front of them and in front of his family. So that's
absolutely.
good. So yes, it was a good result. Bit of a not the greatest match really, but we did
No,
okay. We did
yeah.
okay.
I was just wondering why you say it's not the greatest match because I saw that match yesterday and I thought they played really well. They played attacking football, and Finland they really defended. They really, really made it difficult, especially in the first half. They made it really difficult. We had lots of
Yeah.
chances, and they just kept blocking it off, blocking it off, blocking it off. And I remember, is it Ian Shaw, um, Philip Shaw's dad? What's his name? That's Ian Shaw, isn't it?
Ian Shaw.
Ian Shaw. That's him, isn't it? Philip Shaw's dad. Is that his dad? Ian Shaw. Yeah, I can't remember now. But anyway.
If you want to go and have one of you, lie down. Who the heck is Ian Shaw? I'm suddenly feeling I don't know Ian Shaw, but perhaps my mind has gone
Right,
there.
is it Ian Shaw? The football pundit is a footballer, but now he's a football pundit. That's
Oh,
his name.
Alan Shearer.
No, Ian
Alan.
Ian Shaw.
Do you mean Alan Shearer? The
No,
match of the day.
no, I know Alan Shearer. I know Alan Shearer. I know Gary
Yeah.
Lineker.
Perhaps it's me. Perhaps I just should. I don't know. Pundit. He's a pundit, is it? Ian Shaw.
Yeah.
Ian Shaw.
Right. Anyway, but he did. He said something yesterday, and he said
Oh,
yeah,
Ian Wright. So you
Ian
mean
Wright.
Ian Wright?
Yeah, that's it.
It's no, we're not even
Right.
close, is it? Shaw and Wright.
Is Ian Wright?
You're making me doubt myself
You
now.
know, I need a lie down after this. The brain's
You
overheating
do
now.
need. Yeah, but so what are you saying he said? I'm not sure
Right.
I
So
heard
so
what he
during
said.
yeah, so during the first half break, he said something like I don't see what England's doing wrong, because we hadn't scored a goal then. He said I don't see. He said England's doing all the right thing. They're playing all the right football. He said if they just keep pressing, eventually. And I remember that. He said eventually. And I thought,
Mm.
yeah, I agree with that. Because, you know, they played they played really well, even in the first half. Now I'm not sure what Finland's rating is on the football um
No, I don't know. I don't know.
hierarchy, but either way, I know that they weren't there to lose the match. They were there to win it. So they did play. So yeah, so for me, I thought they did well yesterday. I thought they did
Mm.
really well. And Harry Kane surprised me because when I looked at the lineup and I went online and I went on Twitter just to see what people are saying about the lineup yesterday, everyone was like, "Why Harry Kane?" Not everyone, but
Mm.
there was quite a few people saying, "You know what, this lineup is good, but Harry Kane shouldn't be there," and that sort of thing. And I thought. Hmm. Anyway, he sort of silenced his critics yesterday, didn't he?
He
With two,
did. He
yeah,
really did.
with two goals, right place at the right time. He converted the passes, even scored a
Mm.
third, but it was disallowed because he was offside. But yeah, so I think they did really well. I think they did really well
And
yesterday.
that offside was much closer than it looked initially. I don't know whether you noticed that.
I did. I did
Well,
know.
on real time, it looked significantly offside,
Yeah.
but they seemed to take the VAR took some time to rule on it that it was offside, but it was just a few toe really over